Hi, I'm Dan, and today I'm organizing a bunch of gear that has been piling up. Cables, SD cards, connectors, mounts, and other equipment. It all starts to get messy and hard to handle, so I decided to 3D print custom cases to store everything neatly. In this video we are making a case for DJI Air 3S, its RC, the battery hub, SSDs, tripod mounts, DJI Osmo Mobile 6, and fitting all of that into a bigger rugged case. After that, we will take it to the field to test it out and capture some aerial footage. I started with SSDs and their cables. First, I measured the basic dimensions and printed few test cases to check the fit. For the cases themselves, I had to decide between PETG and ABS. I went with ABS mostly because I had a lot of leftover pink and purple spools from a previous project, and I just wanted to use it up. The lavender ABS spool ended up being just enough for most of the cases, and my Bamble Lab HUD's heated chamber handled warping pretty well. Once I was happy with the design, I laid all of the components on a 3D printed base and scanned them to get accurate measurements. Measuring every small item manually would have taken forever. So the 3D scanner really sped things up. Then in CAD software I designed internal trays to keep everything in place, so nothing would rattle around inside. In the past, I've tried different plastics for trays. The problem is that stiff plastics make it hard to achieve a perfect press fit, and more parts you have, more test prints you'll get. So I decided to switch things up. Just like commercial protective cases often use foam inserts, I thought TPU could work. It's flexible, squishy, and forgiving when it comes to tolerances, still giving a snug fit. I went with AMS TPU from Bamble Lab. It's somewhere between regular TPU and rigid plastics, softer than ABS or PETG but stiffer than traditional TPU, which makes it fit much more reliably. This project is the perfect case to use it, and since it's AMS compatible, I don't need to worry about the extruder struggling to actually pull it. Here's how the finished SSD case looks like. I decided to give it a more eye-catching look and printed it in dual color with white ABS glass fiber and pink leopard pattern on top and bottom surfaces. The next case is for my DJI microphones, 2 power delivery chargers and SD card organizer, and some extra space for future cables. I will be using those to charge my laptop, phone, and drone batteries. I designed these cases to be somewhat scalable, so I can easily reuse the models for other projects or different equipment later. Because of that, it was pretty easy to tweak the first case to fit taller items. For this set, I didn't bother with a 3D scan. Everything is just rectangular, so calipers were enough. I added a foam piece on the top to finish it off and keep things from shifting since the items are different heights, so I needed to hold them in place. Next up is the DJI Osmo Mobile 6. It's a phone stabilizer with a weird shape, so 3D scanning was really helpful here. I used the Creality CR Scan Raptor for this. It's probably overkill for my needs, but I like it a lot. It's not perfect on sharp corners, but overall it gives accurate scans. We were even able to reverse engineer some small propellers using it, and results were pretty good. Back to our stabilizer, I imported the scan into CAD, designed the tray, and it fits perfectly on the first try, which was a relief since the print took quite some time. Case number 4 is for tripod mounts. I have 2 phone mounts here, and by the way, I shot all of my videos on an iPhone using the Blackmagic camera app. Since I'm using the iPhone 15 Pro Max with its USB-C port, I can plug in accessories like SD cards, mics, SSDs, and even HDMI monitors. That's my current setup, but I've been thinking about upgrading it to a Sony FX30 camera. So if you like this video and subscribe, that might motivate me to invest in better gear for filming and deliver high quality content for you. Hopefully we'll find some space in our cases for a new camera. Back to our tripod mounts case. Here's how it looks as a complete thing. It has a foam piece as well, so the mounts sit in there nicely and don't move around. The drone case is huge. It needs to fit the RC, the drone, and the battery hub all together. I didn't scan this set because 3D models for these parts are already available online. I just grabbed the necessary contours and designed the case. This print is massive, 317mm long, which almost maxes out my print bed, and I printed it from PETG because I wasn't sure ABS would behave well at this size. ABS glass fiber might have worked, but at 800 grams of filament I didn't want to risk wasting it. PETG felt safer, and I beefed up the wall thickness and perimeters for strength. Hopefully PETG will handle both the load and outdoor temperatures. Well, time will tell. Once all boxes were ready, I arranged them inside the big case for a clean, practical layout. This case is a no-name Chinese brand I grabbed on Taobao. I still needed spacers and holders to stop everything from sliding inside, so I 3D scanned the entire inner volume of the case. The scan showed it was warped and bulged, and no surprise, the thing is basically a giant blob of plastic that cools unevenly. A big brand like Pelican would probably be flatter and squarer, and I started designing and printed spacer structure, then realized it would chew through time and filament and still be worse than foam. So I found a local workshop online, fired up a translator, and ordered an EVA foam insert. It arrived, but the bulge in the case made the fit crazy tight when all the boxes are inside, and it was totally unusable, and it was the pivot point. I modified the foam insert to make it easier to push cases in, then I needed to decide something with the standalone drone case. It's about 1 kilogram of plastic, bulky, heavy, and doesn't fit in this setup anyway. More than that, it's not the most efficient usage of volume, so I decided to make custom trays inside the big case for the drone, its RC, and the batteries. I designed the trays, printed them, and wrapped them in PU foam, which gave me neat, snug compartments for everything. Now you might ask, why so much effort for just a case? I'm an UAV engineer, and I design, build, test, and sometimes break flying machines. I filmed tons of footage for troubleshooting, logging, so staying organized is half the battle here. Now I can pull out whatever I need, charge my laptop or phone from DJI Battery Hub, set up the tripod with different mounts, and shoot both polished content for you or quick work logs for my clients. With that done, it was time for a real-world test. I tossed the case into the car trunk and took it for a drive. Since we're out here anyway, let's grab some aerial footage. The DJI Air 3S usually films bigger drones for me, but today it's giving us a quick tour of Guangdong, China. From up here, the coastline and open ocean are clearly visible, along with rolling hills, a patchwork of rice fields, all kinds of crops, winding rivers, and even shrimp farms. Turn the other way and you will spot clusters of 30-story apartment blocks, a super satisfying place to fly. I'll leave you with this footage for some time. And we are back. Hope that aerial footage was nice to watch. For my workflow, this whole set has been super useful. Grab and go, no digging around. It's hard to show every benefit on camera because the same gear that proves the point is used for filming this video. But the difference in the field is real. Even if you never print a thing, maybe it gives you a couple of ideas on how to organize your own gear or tools, or maybe it's just interesting to watch. All the 3D models and the editable CAD are on my Maker Wall page, linked down below. Download, tweak, resize for your kit, but just please don't resell. And if you improve something, drop a note in the comment section so I can fold it into a future build. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you want to catch future builds and more field tests, hit those like and subscribe buttons. And I'll see you in the next one.